The Richard Mille, or Richard Mille, depending which country you're located in, released the RM-052 back in 2012 in a limited run which was done in grade 5 titanium with sapphire crystal on both the front and back of the watch. Surprisingly to see, the RM-052 is a manual winding watch that does not feature any complications with regard to a day or date indication. It is a more minimalistic type watch featuring only minute and hour hands. Currently, there are various versions of the RM-052 available aftermarket with prices ranging from $820,000 up to $1 million. As we see here on the Chrono24 website, there are many listed with price upon request, which tells me that it's likely these exceed the $1 million price point. The Richard Mille watches are popular among a lot of wealthy celebrities, not limited to mainstream rappers, athletes, and actors, but other rich millionaires with access to the capital to be able to afford them as well. Personally, when we talk about Richard Mille watches, the price range and exclusivity to be able to obtain one is so far outside the realm of a normal person's grasp that it's not a watch you're likely to see on many people's grail list. Can't imagine ever hearing someone say that they're saving up for a Richard Mille watch. But I digress. That's why I was quite surprised to come across this homage watch of the RM-052 available online currently for about $30. In this video, I'll give you a full review of my honest opinions about this watch by SKONE, labeled on their website as model name Kilmarnock. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. To my returning Schwartz force, welcome back, gents. Okay, first things first, let's get an actual measurement on all of the case diameters. For case width, we are coming in right around 40 millimeters. If we include the crown, it's putting us right around 44.5 millimeters. Lug to lug height at its longest is right at about 51 millimeters. Case thickness is going to be right at 16 millimeters. It is a large watch, and that is in part by its design. Bold, chunky, and in your face. I do feel that with a small and thinner wrist, this may look a bit toyish, but if worn with confidence, I feel you can make it work. The strap on this watch is made from silicone, which is quite flexible, and it does feel nice. I like the vented design of the strap, as we see is copied from the Richard Mille. It does not have a cheap feeling to it, and actually has a thickness of about 2.7 millimeters. The strap starts at the lug with a width of just under 27 millimeters, and that does taper down to just under 20 millimeters. I do wish that these edges on the strap had the same thickness as we see with the case, so that there would be a consistency from one to the next. The fit and finish leaves a bit to be desired, as we see the straps do not line up flush with the case. Lastly, the buckle of the strap has a high polished painted metal that does match the same colors we see on the hour and minute hands, but I think that matching this metal with the matte finish that we see on the case would have looked nicer. I feel it is important to note, due to the uncommon design of the band, finding a replacement strap may be difficult. Even if you do end up finding an aftermarket one, I cannot see how exactly this band is attached to the case, so replacement may not be easily done or even possible. I cannot speak to the overall longevity of this band, but that could be an Achilles heel for this watch. The case is not made from grade 5 titanium, but rather is a grade 2 painted metal case in this matte black finish that we see here. There is hardened mineral crystal on both the front and rear of the case. The crown has a nice silicone band around this gear-shaped crown that also ties in with the high-polished metal case screws that we see on both the front and back of the watch. I'm a bit disappointed that the crown feel is more like it's plastic instead of the same type of metal that the case is made of. Looking at the back of the watch, we see a very simplistic plastic cover of the skull with a few white and ruby cubic zirconia type stones set into it. I suppose this is better than nothing, but I would have rather seen the ruby stone placed in the front of the skull between the teeth, as we see on the RM-052 where the tourbillon is located. Moving to the front of the watch, we see that we have SKONE branding at the top and hour markers located out along the outer rim. There is lume applied at each hour marker and also at the tips of the hour and minute hands. The lume is not as bad as I thought it would be. It lasts a decent amount of time. Here's a shot of it after being under these studio lights for just a short period. We don't get information in regards to what quartz movement is placed in the watch, but I appreciate that there is no bounce in the second hand, as can be seen on cheap quartz watches. There's high polished paint on the hands, which gives quite a bit of contrast against the matte painted black skull positioned in the center of the case, which you see is held in place by these metal bridges. A 5146 number is located at 6 o'clock, which I assume is going to be the reference number for the SKONE model. The 12 gear-shaped screws we see around the case do appear on both the front and the back. However, in each corner, there are screws that are actually grooved so that a Phillips head screwdriver can be used on them. Now, looking over this watch more, one area of concern that I have is in regards to the battery for this quartz movement. I don't see an easy way on how the battery can be accessed or how it would even be changed. And this is something that could pose a problem in the future, but I cannot say with certainty as I did not open this watch up myself in an effort to attempt that project. Another concern I came across is that the Amazon page lists this watch as having a water resistance of 30 meters, however on the SKONE website it shows a water resistance of only 10 meters. That doesn't leave much in terms of confidence that this watch is going to hold up in any high humidity locations or where there's exposure to water and steam. Now that we've gone over the specs of this watch, let's get a wrist shot and go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. Here's how it looks on my 7-inch wrist up close. Let me do a shot from further so you can see how it looks at a distance. Going over the good, we have to point out that the price is great at $30. You get a lot of options online in regard to color combinations of this watch, and some with or without iced out cases and skulls, so it leaves quite a few options for you. The quality of the watch and feel is surprising as I was expecting it to actually feel like a cheap plastic toy. The bad of this watch is that we have questionable water resistance, questionable access to battery changes, and also questionable ability to upgrade or replace the straps. Now the ugly of this watch is that because it's such a high status symbol amongst very rich celebrities, it will also likely be recognized by the general population out there, which is either going to be one of two ways in my opinion. This only matters if you care what people think, but I think it could come across to some as either being, trying too hard or cheap and tacky, or they will see it as the homage it is and relate with you to your desire of the RM-052 and the interest in the style of that watch. Either way, to each their own. I think if you were to wear it with confidence and wear it because you like it, who cares what someone else thinks? If they hate you for your watch, they weren't worth your time anyway. Alright guys, so it looks like Mille and Milo are a fan of the SKONE Richard Mille RM-052 Homage Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed my full review and honest opinions of this watch. I think for 30 bucks, it does give you a good amount of value, even though there are some cons or unknowns to it as well. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this watch? Too far outside the box, being it's an homage of $1 million watch, or do you like the overall look of it? Love to hear all about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, join the Schwartz Force, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications of my future videos. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I will look forward to seeing you at the next one. May the Schwartz be with you. Take care.